So this is my 99 questions for Christianity, part 2. Today's overall theme is misogyny and violence against women in the Bible. And the overriding question is, what the hell? What the hell? Prepare to be mad, prepare to be pissed, prepare to be offended. Just brace yourself. Every single thing I'm going to say today is rile you up, it will piss you off, it will, especially if you're a woman, just brace yourself. Women's menses coming from Leviticus 15 verse 20 to 22. Just the whole idea of making women's menses look dirty to the point where they say don't touch anything that she touches. Just how vilified women's bodies, women's menses, our wombs have been vilified in this verse. A lot of Christians actually don't know this verse exists. That's the weirdest thing. They don't actually know that the Bible speaks against women's menses. It has a literal law about women's menses and just how it makes us look dirty. You know, we are untouchable. It reminds me of the story of the woman with the issue of blood and the way she touched Jesus. Of course, you can translate it in so many ways, but just the virtue of the fact that she was seen to be unclean because she was bleeding. And Lot and his daughters. What's the deal with men offering up their daughters? That's in Genesis 19, 6 to 10. When the angels visited Lot's home and the villagers were asleep to lay with the angels, and Lot, in his wisdom, offered his daughters to the villagers to be raped. He offered his daughters. He would rather offer his daughter than for this angel who from the outside were looking like men. Okay, remember this is Sodom and Gomorrah. He would rather offer his daughters to be raped by the villagers than have total strangers, regardless of whether they are angels or not. Where is protection there? Where is protection? When your own father is the one who is offering you to be harmed, where's the protection there? As a parent, it is your duty and it is your obligation to protect your children, and more especially your girl child. And then you're here offering them because you value strangers more than your own children. What if those strangers that you're bringing into your home are the same ones who are going to cause harm to your children, to your daughters? Like, the absolute insanity. Then there's another almost similar theme on the Levite's concubine in Judges 19, 22 to 29. He also offered his daughters. He made sure to include that the daughters were virgins. So he offered again his daughters to be raped. In my mind, I'm like, how? How is that right? In what book is that right? In what reality? In what universe? Is it right to offer your daughters to total strangers to be raped so that you protect strangers who are in your home? Like, where are your priorities? In whose hands are we safe? As Atwoli will say, in whose hands are women safe? If we cannot trust our own fathers, as demonstrated in the Bible, in whose hands are we safe? It just blows. Look, what the hell? This is not even atrocious. The bar is not even in hell. The bar does not exist here. Then there is the grape of Tamar by Ammon. That's in 2 Samuel 13. First and foremost, this feels so much like the Game of Thrones. I have to say that. I have a feeling some of these movies are getting inspiration from the Bible. Because, I mean, the Bible is a Game of Thrones through and through. The grape of Tamar by Ammon. And the thing that pisses me off is not just the grape. It is that Absalom shut up his sister. And it's like, that's your brother. A book called The Second Grape. And The Second Grape basically talks about how women, after going through sexual violence, that already is bad enough. Then it's like they go through another sexual violence by people either shutting them up, by people asking stupid questions like, where were you? What were you doing there? What were you wearing? And Tamar, it's like Tamar was raped twice because she was raped by the brother, and then Absalom is shutting her up by reminding her, this is your brother. How many women have been violated by their family members, whether it's a father, whether it's a brother, it's an uncle, a cousin, whoever who has violated them. And then other family members shut them up and tell them, just keep it quiet. Let's handle it in the family. That's your brother. That's your cousin. That's your father. That's your uncle. How many women have been raped twice? First, the first offense, the second time by being shut up, by the issue being minimized, by them being reminded, you're not supposed to bring this out in the open. You protect family. What the hell? Where was the protection when the woman needed it? Where was the protection? And the Bible is actually advocating, like, what the hell? What the actual hell? At this point, I'm so riled up.